Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Wait for a second for people to appear. So, waiting for. All right. Hello everyone. How are you? Say hello in the comments. Tell me what's your name, where you're from. I'll introduce myself. I'm Rosa. I'm a teacher in Milan in the Filzi school, and yes, I'm 28. I'm half Italian, half Scottish. Hello, Jenny from Padova. Very good. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. All right. So yeah, I'm a teacher here in Milan, and I have been an English teacher for about 6 years now in different countries. So yeah, say hi and we can start chatting about our lesson today. We have a focus on anti-social networking. So it's a bit of a play on words. We have social networking, which has a meaning, and then we have an anti in brackets. Mary Ferrara from Naples. All right, very good. Hello, Mary, welcome. It's lovely to see you. How's the weather where you guys are? It's such a beautiful day here in Milan. The sky is really blue and clear and beautiful. So warm in the sunshine as well. All right, Gisela from Genova. Hi. Nice to see you. Okay, so guys, as I was saying, we have an interesting focus on anti-social networking. So especially these days, social networking is keeping us all a little bit afloat, I would say, keeping us in touch with our friends in a moment where we can't see them face to face. It's quite clouded here in Ferrara. Oh, that's a shame. All right. Also in Padova, it's sunny. Very good. All right. So I'm just going to start sharing our screen here so we can start chatting about this. Nope, that's the wrong one. Like this, that's it. So we have social networking, but this anti in brackets. What do you think? Why do you think there's an anti in brackets? Anti-social networking. The social networking, the aim is to keep everyone connected. But the reality of it sometimes is quite different. So why do you think Mais has put an anti in there? How can social networking become antisocial? Against it. Yeah, it could mean something against social networking, right? So how does that happen? How does something built to be social become an antisocial activity? So I can think of some examples, especially with younger people these days. You can just think of some, kids and they're all on their individual phones. I think that's what this is referring to in some ways. All right, Jenny's saying it refers to people who dislike socialization. Ah, interesting. So, yeah, so some people that actually dislike being social. So, Jenny, do you think it's in person or online? So you think that maybe people that don't like socializing in person, and so they dislike socializing, yes, would prefer maybe the network side of things. That could be. So in theory, I think online. Yeah, I think so too. So because we have the word networking in there. So, but I'm not sure what Gianni meant by it refers to people who dislike socialization. So you think that people decide to spend time on their phones because they don't like to spend time with other people? Is that what you mean? It could be. I mean, why do people prefer spending time in front of a screen than in front of other people if you're out in the community? And I think that's something that we can really value these days, because you know the saying, you don't know what you're missing until it's gone. And I think when we do eventually return to socializing in person, I think we will value that side of life a little bit more than we might have been doing in the last few years. All right, so anyway, we have discussing social issues in technology, discussing social issues vocabulary, and expressing general and personal opinions. So we'll look at different expressions that we can use to to talk about opinions, whether they are personal or general opinions. So a personal opinion example would be in my opinion, but a general opinion, for example, would refer to something in the third person. Exactly, yeah. Okay, so what are some of the social issues in technology and vocabulary? So we are supposed to watch a video now. I'm not going to show you the video because of obvious connection problems, but if you do want to watch it afterwards, it's a it's very well made, and it's just a small movie, a film, a short film, and it's about um, a young boy who who does practice social. So he always spends, doesn't really pay attention to his friends and what's going on around him. So the film is called "Don't Be That Guy." So if you want to look at that after, don't be that guy. If you want to take a look at it after the lesson, then I really recommend it, because it's quite well made, and it does get the point across. So I mean, we can't really answer the questions about the video, but we can think of these statements, these questions in general. So it says, what statement is the video making? So the video is talking about social distancing in a way where we have the opportunity to talk to our friends and be with people, but we decide not to. We ignore them because we would rather look at our So, in your opinion, guys, do people miss out on if they behave like this? If they just let life go past them, but they're too busy to notice it because they're spending it on their phone in front of a screen. What is your opinion on this? And also, that answers question number 3. Is it a social issue? Is it something that is just for someone, or is it something that's big, that's becoming, it's becoming a big problem for people? Mauro says it could refer to someone who is not interested in having a relationship with anyone. Yeah, it could be very good. I mean, if you spend your days with technology rather than people, you are sort of um, distancing these people from your life. And the last question is that you guys can answer if you like is, in your opinion, can anything be done about addiction to technology? So these are some interesting questions that could there's a lot of things to be said about it. So it would be really nice to hear some of your opinions on this matter. Yes, Jenny. So yeah, he could be an isolated person. Yes, he's going to end up being isolated. And he's sort of building an isolation wall around himself by ignoring his friends and just spending all his time on his phone for sure. End up, phrasal verb, which means to finish, yeah. I imagine level 10 to 13, you probably know this, but I'm just going to repeat it anyway. Finish. Finish in some way. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for your answers for another few moments. I'm gonna move on in the meantime, so that we can start looking at this vocabulary. We've got hashtag vocabulary. All right, so we have to match the words with the correct meaning here. So if you want to start doing that, that's fine. You can just type in the chat box, let me know what you think the right answers are, and I'll read them out in the meantime. So we have the words connection, distraction, impression, controversial, privacy, or privacy, some people pronounce it that way, isolated, and interaction. And the definitions are an appearance or suggestion of something, something that causes discussion, disagreement, or argument. Separate from others, someone's right to keep their personal matter a secret. The act of joining or being joined to something else, an occasion when two or more people or things communicate with or react to each other, and a thing that prevents someone from concentrating on something else. All right, so quite a few words in here. So, guys, what do you think? What are your answers? All right, we've got some answers from Hizela and Janvi. Jenny says, connection, number 1, the act of joining, the act of joining or being joined to something. Nice. Yes, Joanne. Yes, Jenny. Correct. All right, and so Gisela is saying controversial. Controversial is Something that causes discussion. It is, Gisela, correct. So, you know, you sometimes hear about talking about a controversial topic. So that means something that is sort of against general belief, or something that's a little bit, how would you say, a bit of a scandal, controversial could be. Just going to check it on the, yeah, something, yeah, something a bit scandalous, something against general belief. All right, any other ideas, guys? So a distraction. I'm pretty sure distractions. So if you're distracted, it means you aren't paying attention, yeah? So something that prevents someone from concentrating on something else. So can technology be a distraction? I know it definitely is for me. If I have to stay on a task, do something, and my phone is just there, I get distracted by it a lot. if I'm doing something, yeah, I just switch and go to my phone at some point. Okay, Gisela, very good. Privacy, someone's right. Where's it gone? So someone's right to keep their personal matters secret. Very good. So we have the next one was impression. An impression is an appearance or suggestion of something. So to make an impression, another really good phrasal verb for that is to stand out. To stand out. Yes, very good, Janni. So that's it. Impression, appearance, or suggestion of something. Very good. Then we have he's saying isolated, which is separate. So we had controversial, which you said earlier, something that causes discussion. Yes. Privacy or privacy, someone's right to keep their personal matters secret. Isolated, separate from others. Good. And the last one is interaction from Mary. She says, an occasion when two or more people or things communicate with each other. All right, very good, guys. So these are the correct answers, and you did really, really well. Thank you for completing that. So another thing I wanted to say about these is some of these words work as reflexive. So we can have, for example, connection plus reflective pronoun. Which would mean, for example, in this case with connect, we could say to connect ourselves to the internet. Very simple. Internet, to connect ourselves. So distraction as well. Distract ourselves, distract yourself, distract. I usually distract myself with you know, an activity that I like doing. So isolate as well. It's easy to isolate yourself with the internet. we could use those in a question form as well. So what would okay. So for example, a question could be, is it easy to isolate yourselves with technology? Can you think of an answer? What do you think? So is it easy to isolate yourselves with technology? Is it easy to, oops, is it easy to isolate ourselves with technology? What do you think? It would be really great to hear an answer from you guys. Is it easy to isolate ourselves with technology? Yes, Johnny, he says, there's definitely a risk. There is, I agree. Mary, in our society, it's certainly easy to isolate yourself. Yeah, that's so true. But we're experiencing as well a really, really, maybe possibly opposite effect these days. All right, very good, Jenny. That's also really insightful. You're saying it depends on you to do a correct use. Now, that's good. Apart from you wouldn't do a correct use, but to make the correct use of something. It depends on you to make the correct use of the internet. But good. Yeah, I also agree with Danny. I mean, there's really two sides of it. It could go really well or really badly, depending on how you use it. I think so too. And I think it's something that these days probably younger children struggle with because nobody is really able to teach them how to control this because it's a very new issue, new problem. So yeah. All right, guys. Well done on this. We have a gap fill here, so I'm going to read it. In the meantime, if you want to write the correct answers, that would be wonderful. So life is short. Have an affair. AshleyMadison.com was a Canadian-based website that people who were married or in a committed relationship with each other for the purpose of having an affair. Site users could with one another online to set up meetings and cheat on their partners. In 2015, a group of unknown hackers broke into the website and stole the personal of its customers. Later, they published the customer list on the internet, ruining many relationships and professional careers. In the opinion of the hackers, the site was wrong. The publication of some personal information, however, also became an issue. Some argued that is more important than morality on the internet. Many were left with the that privacy is not possible on the World Wide Web. All right, so pretty long text. I'm just going to wait a few minutes and see if I can get some answers from you. In the meantime, Mary says, you isolate yourself and not even recognize it because it's becoming part of us. Yes, that's so totally true, Mary. And not even recognize it. I would probably use without realizing. So it's something that happens quite suddenly. Or something that happens because you're just not sure. Yes, Gisela, so do I. I'm a very social human being. And I don't really pay attention to my phone when I'm out with people. I'm not one of those people that just look at my phone. I'd rather have the human interaction. But yeah. All right. Connect. All right, so I think this is probably Mary's first answer, connected. Yes, very good. All right, and then you have could interact. Interact, privacy, morally controversial from Gianni. Nice. So, people who are married or in a committed relationship with each other for the purpose of having an affair. Site users could interact. Well done. With one another online to set up meetings and chat to their partners. In 2015, a group of unknown hackers broke into the website and stole the personal privacy. It's part of privacy. I think it's personal information. Yeah, of its customers. Later, they published a customer list on the internet, ruining many relationships and careers. In the opinion of the hackers, the site was, as Gianni said, yes, morally wrong. Yes, Mary, you got it. Very good. So the next one was, it was morally wrong. And the publication of personal information, however, also became an issue. Just wait a second and see if we can get. All right, so Johnny had the answer. Mary, yes. So a controversial issue. Some argue that is more important than morality on the internet. Privacy, very good. And the last one is impression. Oops. Okay, well, I just gave you the next part of the exercise, but spoiler. All right, so yeah, really good job on that, guys. Do let me know if you have any questions about it. Now here, in the opinion of the hackers, and some argue that. So if you remember at the beginning of the lesson, I was saying we'll look at the difference between personal and general opinions. These two underlined sentences, what opinions are we talking about? Are we talking about personal opinions or general opinions? And since it was a controversial topic, what do you think? Do you think these hackers did a good thing and posted everybody's information on the internet, or was it morally wrong and should they have not done it? What do you think? So hopefully I can get an answer from you guys in a moment. I'm just going to move to the next slide so we can have a look at these questions. So, modern controversy. Answer the following questions. Why would the hackers argue that AshleyMadison.com was morally wrong? If you had had the chance, would you have published the customer's information online as well? Why not? Or why? And do you think that people have the right to privacy on the internet no matter what? In what situation should privacy not be a priority? So, some big discussion questions here. You can't see the slide. Let me. Is it working now, Gisela? I hope it works. I hope it's working for you. So, oh, perfect. I'm glad. All right, so Jenny says it was morally wrong. Okay, do you want to maybe tell me why do you think that, Jenny? It would be really, really good if you could expand a little bit on that. Or the other answers. So I'll just talk about what I think in the meantime, while I wait for you answers. So why would the hackers argue that Ashley Madison was morally wrong? Well, it's definitely not okay to post people's private information and ruin their life. Because they were using this website, I guess. I mean, they did something that wasn't very nice. The people using this website were doing something not nice, but at the end of the day, I also think it's their own business that people shouldn't know what's going on inside everybody's head and life. If they were cheating, they were probably not happy in the first place. So that's what I think. I mean, if they were doing something really, really wrong, I don't know, like stealing or even worse things, then maybe, but still. Jenny says, morals of hackers are far away from my usual approach. Okay, yes. Yeah, the hackers probably shouldn't have done that to all those people. I mean, if they really wanted to harm someone, if they really wanted to do something against this, then they should have probably exposed the creator of the app, not the people using it. People have to be free to publish what they want in respect of other people, says Gisela. People have to be free to publish what they want in compared to other people or in the respect of other people. Not sure. I'm not really sure about the meaning of this sentence, Gisela. People have to be free. So you mean the users, you're talking about their privacy, I imagine. So it's important to have an online privacy and to respect each other's privacy online. I imagine that's what you're saying, Hazel. I hope I've understood that correctly. So Mary's saying people do have the right to privacy on the internet because you decide to give some information to some people, and it would be really wrong spreading them all over the web. Yeah, I agree. The same way you have, your normal privacy in life, which should be respected. I think that should be the same on the internet, and there should be policies and laws to protect that privacy. So these hackers, while they thought they were being a little bit the Robin Hood of the situation, maybe in their mind, that they probably weren't thinking about, everybody's privacy and their rights to do whatever it is they need to do. I agree that first of all, other people have to be respected, in particular about privacy. Yeah, I agree with you, Johnny. As I was saying, the same way you have privacy in your own life. It should be up to me. It should be my personal decision who I share whatever information with who. I agree. Very good. All right, so yeah, very good. Let me know if you have any other ideas. So earlier, I asked you if you thought the two underlined words in the underlined words here were general or personal opinion. So in the opinion of the hackers, and some argued that. I didn't get an answer, I think. But anyway, these indicate general opinion. So we're going to look at some different sentences, different expressions that we use to point out general or personal point of view. And I would like you at home to put the sentences under the correct category. So it is thought that, in my experience, some people say that, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, it's generally accepted that, they say that, and personally I think. Which category does it belong to? Is it a general point of view or a personal point of view? So this type of vocabulary, these expressions will be really useful if you have to give a presentation, if there is a debate, if you just want to express your opinions, using some well-structured ideas and vocabulary and advice. You can use these, but yeah, when I see these, I think of debate or evaluation also. General point of view or personal point of view, where does it belong? That is the question. So if it's a personal point of view, it's probably going to use the first person. It's just a hint, hint, wink, wink. General, personal, nice. I like how Gianni's going about this. All right. So he's saying, it's thought that is general. Good. Point for Gianni, sorry. In my experience, personal. Nice. All right. Then we have some people say general. Good. As far as I'm concerned, personal. Awesome, Gianni, you're nailing it. Good. Then we have, in my opinion, personal. Good. It's generally accepted, general. They say that general, and personally, I think, personal. Gianni is the winner. Very good. You got all the correct answers, so that was really, really amazing. Bravo. Good job. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions about these. If not, we can practice using these on different situations. So we have here share your opinion. So work, well, individually, I guess, to express a general or personal opinion about the following statements. So you can use the vocabulary we saw on this slide. It's thought that, some people say, generally accepted that, they say that, I think, in my experience, in my opinion, I agree, I totally disagree, some of the other ones. And we have some situations. So let me know, what is your opinion at home? What do you think? Ah, Mary, very good. We have, I'm really sorry, guys. There's a bit of a delay between my slides and your answers. So you had general, personal, general, personal. Yes, Mary, those are all the correct answers. Very good. All right, so well done, both of you. And I imagine Gisella's typing away as well. But yeah, so let's see how we can use these. So, what is your opinion? We can use a general or a personal opinion. So the internet helps people connect with one another, sorry. Smartphones isolate people from one another. Text messaging has changed the way we interact with each other. Personal technology devices like cell phones, computers, etc., cause too much distraction for people in society. And young people should be careful with the impression they display of themselves online. So let's try to use the vocabulary we learned, the expressions, to talk about these statements. I'll just wait for a few minutes and see if we can get some answers coming in. All right, Gianni, wonderful. It's generally accepted that the internet helps people connect with one another. Yes, it is, Gianni. I believe so too. Very good. Nice example. So number 2, could we make a general or personal opinion? Smartphones isolate people from one another. I guess this could be both. Very good, Johnny. Some people say that smartphones isolate people from one another. Yes. If you don't want to repeat yourself, you could say some say that smartphones isolate people from one another. So you don't have a double repetition of the word people. But perfect. Well done. In my opinion, text messaging has changed the way we interact with each other. It has. And yeah, it really has. I reckon so as well. So Mary's saying, personally, for number 3, personally, I think messaging has changed the way we interact with each other. Yeah. Yeah, so again, it could be a personal or general opinion. It could work, definitely work with both. All right, good. So personal technology devices, cell phones, computers, cause too much distraction for people in society. I wonder if you feel like it's personal or general. I think the last one is more personal. I think young people should be careful with the impression they display of themselves online. I mean, yeah. Again, it could be both. Okie dokie. So, oh, very good. Jenny's got, they say that personal technology devices cause too much distraction. Very good. All right, good job. And young people should be careful. So, last one. Last one. All right, so in the meantime, I'm going to start reviewing what we learned today. Because we only have a couple of minutes left. Oh, okay, so Johnny says, number 5, personally, I think young people should be careful with the impression they display of themselves online. Yeah, very good, Johnny and Mary and Gisela. You're all wonderful. All right, so let's have a look. So our lesson today, we discussed about social networking and is it actually helping us to network or is it more of an obstacle to network? Is it distracting if you are out with your friends or not? So we looked at some vocabulary. We saw connection, which was the way of how is the action of joining or being joined to something. Distraction, so something that that blocks, that prevents us from concentrating on something else. An impression, so an appearance. We looked at the phrasal verb there to stand out, to make an impression as well. Controversial, so we looked at the controversial topic, which was privacy or privacy on the internet. Do you value it? Should it be as important as the real life thing or not? And yeah, isolation, we talked a little bit about that with the first slide. We're saying, does technology stand in the way of actually interacting with people, or does it make you more isolated? And interaction, so how you relate to other people online or in person. And then we looked at different expressions for points of view. So we saw some general points of view or some personal points of view. So we had personally, I think, it's thought that, some people say and generally accepted that. They say, in my experience, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned. All right. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you very much. Thank you for being such an amazing student and participating. All right. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Gisela, for your interaction as well. It was lovely to see you all. Hopefully see you again soon and take care, everyone. All right. Bye. Thank you.